So like I said, I'm a self-proclaimed daddy's girl. I'm always talking about my dad. I love my dad so much, and this is my first year without my father. But I've been just thinking about all the things that he's taught me and all the gems that he's dropped, and he couldn't have left me with more. You know, some people get blessed with a huge inheritance of wealth, um, monetarily, fiscally. That wasn't my case, but the wealth of knowledge and the wealth of ideas and the wealth of life lessons and spirituality is, you can't put a price on it. And I love you, Dad. I miss you every single day. And I feel your spirit with me constantly and continuously. And what I feel most are the things that you taught me. And in your honor, I feel like there would be nothing more honorable than to better myself as an individual, as a symbol of my love for your life and your legacy. I feel like that's the way that you would be most honored. And so I used to, when I was young, I was not the same person that I am. I was not the same woman that I am. I used to gossip a lot in middle school and in high school and in college too. I was quite a gossip. And in fact, my nickname in college was Wendy Williams. I had the T on everything and everybody. And I remember my father, and I've said this before, and saying things like, it wasn't something that he liked about me. It wasn't a personality trait that he liked about me. Like, my daughter's too cool for that. Like, I can't believe, like, this is my daughter's thing. Like, she's too great of a person for that to be, like, one of her things. Like, he didn't like it. And he would tell me in the Quran, it said that gossip would be like eating the flesh of your dead brother. It's very, very damaging. And it just so happened that karmically, I ended up receiving a lot of karma from the gossip that I did as an adolescent. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? I'm a grown woman now. I've been out of college for quite some time. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I've been out of college for a minute. And, I was in middle school. I was a kid. Come on, cut me some slack. But at the end of the day, everything that comes around goes around. And I'm sure in middle school, some of the stuff that I said, some of the rumors or gossip or whatever about people, probably left some scars on those people. So what goes around comes around, but I know in my adulthood, as an adult, that's just behavior that I have put behind me, and I try my best. I'm not perfect, but it's just not something that I do in my day to day. Even the celebrity gossip, I'm not really into it too much because celebrities are people. But I do listen sometimes to Impressive and the Tea Sipper. Sometimes, every now and then, if I see something interesting, I might click it and find out what's going on, right? So I was thinking about this whole thing of gossip, and I've said this before. The idea of gossiping is like, basically, if I can't physically attack somebody or physically hurt somebody, I will hurt their reputation, right? So if I don't have the power to make that person feel bad about themselves or try to lower their self-esteem, I could spread rumors that could potentially damage them in some kind of way. Like, if I can tarnish people's opinions about this individual, then now everywhere they go, they will be treated in a certain kind of way. That's part of the damage that gossip does, right? But it's also, just like I can say that it was wrong of me in my younger years, my much younger years, for that to be a part of what I did. I can also say that it's partially, like, if somebody is bullied, it's partially their personal responsibility to not care. You understand? Like, a bully gets off on you caring, right? They get off on the fact that you actually care. If you don't care, it's not as fun for them. And so, as grown-ups, I've noticed, like, and again, I've talked about this in videos, where You'll hear lines from Jay-Z, and Jay-Z will be like, you know, jealousies for women, that's a female trait. Um, or, one of my favorite people in the whole world, Dame Dash, is like, don't be a chatty patty. That's girl stuff, right? I love the things, like I love hip hop culture. I love these men. But then I asked the question, okay, why are these character traits equated to women? Is this learned behavior? Or do we sit down and watch our aunties and our moms and our, you know, female relatives and our female friends do these things, and that's why we do it? Um, we're not born out of the womb being gossips. That's not something that like we're born. It's not innate. Um, and if we say that we want empowerment, um, how are we contributing to our own oppression as women? I heard this quote that basically, like, when you hold somebody down, you're down with them because you have to actually be down to hold somebody down, right? I'm not talking about hold somebody down like the right way. I'm talking about like literally trying to block people's opportunities and things like that. You have to be down there in order to hold someone down, right? And understanding the law of cause and effect, you know that what you put out there into the world will come back to you. So you're literally, if you are hurting somebody, you're not exempt from being on the receiving end of that hurt. It's going to come back to you. If you are slandering somebody, they're not exempt from being on the receiving end of receiving that slander. And trust me, as somebody in middle school, in high school, even in college, who used to blah blah blah, it's not the funnest thing to be on the receiving end of it. But we also have to take personal responsibility for just like being strong enough to say, okay, whatever. I was listening to Boyce Watkins, and he was talking the other day about, they were talking about somebody, or he said something to the effect of, he was watching something, or was it Boyce Watkins? It could have been somebody else. Not sure exactly who said this, but it was public, so I'm not being gossipy. But it was like they were watching somebody, and the person was beautiful, and they turned to their wife and they said, yeah, she's beautiful, but I heard that she has an STD. And the wife said, well, what does it matter how beautiful she is if she has an STD? And I was like, well, that's interesting. Because for me, that my ideal partner would respond like, well, how do we know? Or how is that our business? What goes on in between that person's legs or the blood that how is that our business? Or what difference does that make as far as that person being aesthetically pleasing to the world? I wouldn't want my partner to be one of those people who's like, yes, she's rich, but she's a hoe type thing. You understand what I mean? Like, there's always that but she's. And to me, whenever there's that but she's, that is a red flag for jealousy. And that's a very unattractive quality. And I've heard rumors about this and I've heard rumors about that. And the way that I see it, even if there was a guy, right, who I was attracted to and they said, oh, but he's a dog. He might have a million STDs or whatever. I would take the initiative of getting to know him. And if it ever got to that point of us potentially being intimate, just like any responsible person, I would first go to the doctor and we would both get tested together before we became intimate. So it's just like, to me, if things can't be proven, or if there's like a very obvious solution to things, right? Why take the risk of putting damage on your soul by like gossiping or saying something very slanderous about somebody when it could be absolutely like a lie? For all you know, a jealous ex could have made up some rumors about the person and it could be widespread. Who knows? I don't have a vial of blood, to verify. And bottom line is, it's not your business until it's your business. So I've heard celebrity rumors about this person or that person. I'm like, I'm not trying to get in between their legs, and I don't know about your lifestyle, but usually it's only one person that's getting in between somebody's legs. So why is their personal business even of your concern? That's really a personal thing between them and their partner and how they choose to go about that. And I just feel like there's enough problems within the world, for us to be able to focus on the right things versus focusing on the wrong things. Right now, we have a pandemic going on. And from what I understand, there are things that people can take. I'm looking up the name of this. I believe, this is what I heard, that they discovered something. And even Trump has endorsed it. Hydroxychloroquine. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this, but it's a drug that they've discovered that actually has antiviral and immune calming properties where people aren't going to die from coronavirus. Like, we have work to do here, right? We have work to do. We're in the middle of a pandemic. We also have been hearing this idea of mandated vaccines, which would be absolutely against our human rights. Right now, we're dealing with a pandemic that's not allowing us to be able to travel to places. We have poverty everywhere. There's work to be done. And all I'm saying is, as human beings, I know that we're dealing with things, and I know that everybody's responding in a different way, but if we can please elevate to our higher selves, to use our brain power in a more constructive way, think about things more critically. Ask for proof, facts, and evidence before we decide to just use our mouths to gossip, and really use our time wisely to be helpers to mankind. Even if you cannot solve this epidemic, this pandemic, if you don't have if you're not a scientist and you don't have the solution to everything, right? Well, perhaps you can just use your personal power to spread encouragement and spread love, and uplift people. Because everybody needs a little something right now. People are really going through it with this crisis that we're in globally. And so if we can really challenge ourselves to pull and extract from our higher selves instead of being so committed to gossiping and tearing one another down, really trying to come from a factually based perspective, and really trying our best to see the best in each other, and really being committed to trying to uplift mankind, I think that things will turn out a lot better than what we are anticipating. Karma works every way. So when we say karma is a bitch, really it's only a bitch if you are. If you are out there giving love to the world, if you are out there spreading positivity, if you are out there trying to see the best in everybody, if you are out there, wishing people well and praying for people and things like that, that karma will come right back your way as well. So if you're spreading love, you're going to get love as well. And that's it for tonight. But that's something that I definitely want whoever's watching, my handful, whoever's watching, definitely chime into this. Peace.